society in the world no more. It's like people forced to just look at what the first world countries. You can change what you feel like you're having that radio experience. I didn't get to finish it. I fell asleep on the couch. This is night 2 where I'm not sleeping in my bed. And personally, I feel like sleeping on the couch is way better. The only thing is this chair is a bit uncomfortable, but for some reason I get comfortable. I slept with the window open. I live off the a floor up from the ground, so I wasn't even scared. But if I was on the ground, I would be, because yo. So I'm finishing loose my hair. You know, I really wish that you guys would have been able to hear this to start your day, like first thing in the morning. But don't worry, we get in there, you know. So, welcome to FM Podcast, Intuitive Rambles with Avie from the source. I started this on another podcast channel, but I think I'm gonna just transfer over everything and just do it from here. I checked and I didn't see anyone doing podcasts, like FM podcasts, like treating it like a radio station, but like I think like they do it, but the vibe is like completely different. For me, I want the vibe to be unique and special, and you feel like you're having that radio experience without actually having to turn on the radio. Because I know a lot of people do use Spotify just to play their music, but I mean, okay, radio is one of the things that used to keep people, you know, in the know of what's going on and all of these things, and just have them a little excited. But they take out radio. I don't want to say they take it out, like, we can clearly see that slowly but surely the whole radio vibe is dying. And I loved the radio. My childhood was, oh my god, it was amazing because of the radio. Like imagine when Justin Bieber and they just coming out, and you know, these songs and them, like, it's like rock music, not rock music, like pop music, but pop music that children love, because we watching Disney Channel, like we watching cable, and we can see anything on cable, we hear in the Americans way, you know, their music and stuff. So it's like that was our first exposure. The TV, but then outside of the TV, you know, not everybody had Wi-Fi, so you can't really go and listen to what you want to listen to. So when they bring it on the radio, I swear, I used to be locked into the radio before school, after school. Like, I always in the radio. Like, that used to be my MP3 player. Honestly speaking. So now, like, right now when people come and tell me about, oh, you know, you always have a headphone in and da-da-da, as headphones and things started to become a thing now, that is only how all listening to music, all I used to do it before. Yes, I used to do it before. The radio was technically mine. My mom had a radio on work. So after, like, the school finished early and thing, and I got meet her on work, that radio became mine. The thing about it is she had the same musical taste as me, so, you know, we all used to listen to these nice songs, but radio is life. And even if the actual radio is disappearing, I think, you know, we're getting more advanced, which is totally expected and understandable. But just as times are changing, you can change with the times, you know. You don't have to force to keep every structure that was there before. I mean, yes, it would be nice if we could, but clearly we can't fight it, you know. Even people doesn't even listen to radios in their cars no more, like in their vehicles. I don't know when last I go in a bus and hear a radio playing. I don't know when last I get a ride from somebody and hear a radio playing. I don't know when last. Like, I think it's not a bad thing, but it just means that we have a room to integrate something new and to kind of keep that vibe going. Because I know, like, sometimes you're having a rough day and you want to come on and hear a segment. Yo, I remember when I was in secondary school, right? Actually, I didn't bring this up on this channel here just yet, but I grew up in Trinidad, right? So this radio station, I think it was Boom Champions 94.1. used to have this segment called Makeup or Breakup. Oh my God. Listen, let me tell you something. My mother, my stepfather, my sister, she friends, they friends, everybody, it don't matter where you did. When that, I think it used to start 8 o'clock or early, something, but I know you used to finish a little late because you know it's like an adult segment. Yo, when Makeup and Breakup starts and people calling and you know the thing, let me tell you something. It didn't have nobody that could have interrupt you when you were on a Makeup and Breakup session listening to hear what's going on. It didn't have nobody. I used to look forward to it, and I was young because, you know, that was entertainment. I used to look forward to that. So imagine if we don't have them kind of things and in the society, in the world, no more. It's like people forced to just look at what the first world countries creating as content. Half the times after these things on them stage, they're just trying to program it. Like, let me really have discussions. I don't know how come people still in the whole wavelength of like trying to be, oh, I don't want to talk about my business. Okay, you don't have to talk about your personal business that if somebody hear about you, they will laugh and judge you and you would feel like a clown for it. But you could talk about every other thing. Like, talk about your work life. Talk about your personal experiences. That moment, like, you know, just talk about stuff. Interact with each other. Share your thoughts. Have a conversation. Bring up a topic that you wouldn't normally do and pick everybody's mind. You know, like, people not creative like that no more when it comes to having discussions. And I think not because much creativity isn't there that means that we don't do it. I think I'm gonna do it regardless of the situation, and to bring that life, that spark, that little substance, that little you know, bring something like that back into our existence. Like, I just feel like, okay, you're working. Alright, let me say it like this. So growing up, I had the opportunity to work in the field, meaning we lived on a farm, but not the kind of farm that you would see in the movies, but lots of land. And, you know, there were chickens, hundreds and hundreds of chickens that we used to take care of. We had goats, we had sheep, we had cows, there were ducks, there were rabbits, dogs, never had cats. So a bunch of animals, plus we had a lot of fruits and veggies. Like, when I tell you land to cultivate new life, like to start a whole new civilization if you want. Have a lot of those things. And, you know, at first it was, you know, so during those times it was really like people don't have phone and thing, rare, you don't have Wi-Fi. It's just thinking about it, the nostalgia. Yo, I loved it them time days. See, when you didn't have nothing, I loved it. Listen, if we could just go back to those times, like back in 2000, 2001. Listen, I was born in 19. Anyways, I don't think I need to disclose my year, but I was born in the 90s, right? But I had like this really good memory. I have not had, because I can remember the feeling, the way things were, like black and white movies, you know, like those types of things when you could still hear. I touched cassettes. I listened to music on cassettes, right? I wish I would have heard like records, like the vinyls. I wish I would have been able to hear those, but I've seen those, right? Cassettes, CDs. When we move over to stuff like pirated movies and stuff, like you don't know what to stream. So on the side of the road, these guys always selling movies in the cases, and you know the little pictures on the front. They like, I grew up with those things, and to go from that to now living in a society where it's just a remote, you turn on the TV and you have things, real things, bare things, my bro, to go through. It's like, where the fun? where is the fun? Like, meaning, if everything is just there, you don't have no scarcity, no making it special when you actually hear it or actually see it. It's right there. It's readily available. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I think about how great it was back then to be in that kind of an environment and be able to just put on the radio and hear what's going on around the world and people having conversations and talking. And when I really think about it, I loved that. I would prefer that over whatever it is happening right now any day. I would prefer the Nokia with the sneaky, the juk. I would prefer to have those phones than to have this screen that I can do everything on. And it's not to say, oh, you have more options now than you did then, you can do blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. Because now it's like you have access to everything, but because you have and everybody have access, nothing is special anymore. Nothing is of value anymore. It's just have access to everything. It's just there. So the fun and the excitement I don't know when you guys, if any of the, let me just pretend. You know what it's like to be one of the lucky kids to touch iPod first, to touch an iPhone first when it just come out, and to have it while everybody else don't have it for the next 100. I don't want to say hundreds. I'm gonna be ridiculous. Like years, a year, 2 years, 3 years, to touch the first BlackBerry, right? To have the first Nike, Jordans, when the Air Max, man, all I forget about Air Max and Reebok, like when those things have just come out, when, like, to be first when these things just come out, right? To, matter of fact, to have a headphone, to have a laptop was just, not even just a laptop, to have a monitor, a CPU. I think laptop is luxurious. To have like a CPU in your home is not that big of a luxury, in my opinion, because it's just home. The laptop, you can take it anywhere, you can connect anywhere. It's a bit more superior than the PC. Yes, you have more storage and options and speed, but I think the mobility of it all is our vibes. And that's just me, my personal take on things, right? I know you didn't ask, but yeah. And I know normally I want to talk about like downloads that I get. And when I say downloads, I'll be using the word downloads a lot here. But when I say downloads, I mean like sometimes you're sitting there and realizations, clarity. Clarity is one thing that I always pray for, because I believe that if you don't have clarity, you will end up in a lot of shitty situations that you could have avoided. I think clarity is the key to happiness in life. Like, if I know that you do not like my head, bro, D, that is amazing, because now I don't have to assume that you only did this because you're upset with me. Like, if I know you do not like my head, I really don't give a fuck at this point, because I believe it's either this or that. You either like me or you don't like me. As a person, like, you should not have to be out there wondering if people like you or don't like you. So I just like clarity. Like, I just like to know, we cool, we homies, or we friends, or we not. Like, we working together and being cool all the time, or we just not. Like, what we really doing? You know what I mean? So with all of that, you can tell that I'm a very simple person, and I like clarity, and I be getting downloads a lot of the times that people really need to hear. Maybe this one is one that people need to hear about the radio. To think about how good it was. I just cannot wait to hop in my car and listen to other creators from Grenada have their own little radio show. Like, I cannot wait. Or even if they're just listening to me, like, I cannot wait. Because I know everybody is going to try to do, their own little thing. Because if me and my friends, right, we could sit down and we could have a little get together where we eating and thing, and somebody have a recording system or whatever, and all the way sit down and we having a conversation, and that could become an episode on my radio station where people around the world could tune in and lock into how me and my friends just think and operate. You know how many people would want to share their friend groups, personalities? Like, I already see where this going. And I'm glad to be the first here in Grenada to do this thing. Because listen, sometimes all it takes is one person to start doing something, and then you realize, yo, I get it. But anyways, not trying to brag too much, because sometimes people just think when you're excited about something is you showing off, when you're really and truly just trying to live a happy life doing something that you love. I like to talk. If it's one thing, I really like to talk, right? And I don't mean like talk senseless shit. Like, give me a topic, give me a word. I wish this was live so I could see like y'all just send out a word in the comment section. But we gonna get there, we gonna get there. We gonna have to have live video sessions, like streamed sessions. I promise all that we will get there. And even beating up like right now, because I know for a fact we going somewhere. But for now, let me just bask in it. Bask in the newness of it all, in the rawness. To say it's never been done before, at least here. So bask in the idea of just being the first. Just being the first. Being the first to tell people to sit in here and listen to me talk, to say, yeah boy, I knew she before she reached up on top there, before she was chilling with the big dogs. I know it's gonna be an amazing feeling. Damn, I've been yapping for 18 minutes and nobody tell me to turn on the music a little. Man, vibe.